Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. Shout out to the Salem Coven members who are seeing this first. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. And if you haven't already connected to me over on Patreon, it's completely free to join. You'll still get some perks. I'll occasionally drop a YouTube video there early, or I'll make a video that was previously only accessible for the Salem Coven members, accessible for everyone. If YouTube ever takes down a video after I post it, which does happen, it will be available for free on Patreon, plus it's ad-free. However, if you are interested, you can join the Salem Coven members who get early access to all my content. They're usually about 6 to 8 weeks ahead of YouTube. They get extended versions. They also get tons of exclusive content, things that I just can't post on YouTube, or even if I can post it on YouTube, I have to blur it. Things like official music videos, requested live performances, interviews, concerts, documentaries. They get more weigh in on what I do next, votes on the artist deep dives, on videos like this for the Introduction to series, things like that. All the information will be in the description below. Okay, well, it is officially the end of the Frank Ocean journey, mostly. At least when I'm filming this is the last one that I believe I need to film. We do have some live streams that by the time you're seeing this, we probably would have done, I think, all of them, but with me filming it, we haven't done those. So I still have some live streams to get through, but this is the last one that I need to like film. Regular, normal, you know what I mean. So, and it is actually some of the missed content that I did miss along the way during the journey. So what we're gonna start with is a song from 2012 called Wise Men, which was supposed to be for Django Unchained, but it ended up not making the movie. So, also, I just got done filming a video that will come out a couple weeks before this one actually, but my headphones are messed up, so hopefully by the next time I have to film, I've got that figured out. Now, I will say, while I have seen Django Unchained, it's been a while. I mean, I remember seeing it like when it came out, but it's been a while, so.
Wise man closes his mouth, madman closes his fist. Young man shows his age, judge man named his sin. Bad man don't exist, no evil man exists. Good man don't exist, no righteous man exists. Sad man cannot cry in place where man can see. Never witness father weep. This old man thought it weak, but strong men don't exist, no undying man exists. Weak men don't exist, no just flesh and blood exists. But your mother would be proud of you.
Oh, I want to talk about that first verse because this isn't a super long song, and then I'll pull it back and listen to that part again. Oh, I love that though. Wise man closed his mouth, madman closed his fist. Young man shows his age. He's young, he hasn't really learned, you know. Judge man named it sin. You haven't had the opportunity to really grow up and become more wise or learn from mistakes. It's, you know, escalated. Bad man don't exist, no evil man exists. Good man don't exist, no righteous man exists. It's like everyone is a multitude of things. No one is perfect. No one is 100% good or bad. Even the worst of people have probably had at least some good interactions in their life, you know? And I love this. Sad man I don't love that this is a thing, but I love the way it's said. Sad man cannot cry in place where man can see. And I've talked about it before, and I'll say it again. The patriarchy does not just hurt women, it also hurts men. Attributing certain things to being feminine and then associating feminine with something that is bad, like connecting with certain emotions, only hurts people long term. Not only does it hurt men as far as being able to process their own emotions, because not processing your emotions does hurt your body, but it doesn't set them up for success in a lot of things, but especially when connecting, you know, if they are someone who is attracted to women. That's why like the red pill content is so, to me, not only so damaging for so many reasons, but also just so ridiculous. Ultimately, it does not benefit these people making money to tell you how to actually connect with women. All it is making people angry, blaming women, And it's like, if you're wanting, a lot of times that red pill pipeline starts with feeling like they can't connect with women. And instead of doing the work and deconstructing these things that are harming them so they are able to better connect with women and find meaningful partnerships, it pushes them down this path where it's just creates more tension and ultimately more violence. You know, a lot of it is rooted in this idea that being in touch with emotions is inherently feminine and therefore bad. Never witnessed father weep. This old man thought it weak. But strong men don't exist. No undying man exists. It's like that perceived weakness is not going to save you in the end. You know, at the end of the day, we only have so much time on this earth. And why not spend it being the happiest and being able to connect with people and also just being a good human being? You know, I can't speak for all women, but you know, all the women that I have around me does not perceive that to be weak. We perceive it to be strength. We perceive it to be one of the best qualities, to be able to emotionally connect with someone and to be able to have conversations and to have emotional intelligence and to actually feel like it's a partnership. I don't think that's weak. I think ignoring feelings or perceiving some feelings to be better than others, like anger and frustration, and that is more normalized and accepted for men than sadness or crying or feeling hurt, these sorts of things. And I think expressing emotions and being able to process emotions is such a sign of strength, because I know that that is not an easy road to walk when you have a system and a society set up to try to prevent that from happening. And like, as a woman, I know what it's like to live in that same system and how hard it is to break certain things when it's pushed at you from literally the day you're born. So to me, it's like, when I see someone who's done the work, just like I had to do work on myself, I find that a much better indicator of someone's strength than I would ever find it a weakness. Weak men don't exist. No, just flesh and blood exists. It's like, and at the end of the day, we're all just people, regardless of how your gender is or your biological sex or whatever. We're people. On that same note, I don't find it weak, because I think it's a beautiful testament to our humanity. This thing that, the complexity of the human emotion spectrum and stuff. And that's not to say that animals and plants and all sorts of things don't have certain sentience and definitely feelings and stuff like that. But to the range that ours as humans are, to me, that is just like I said, an honoring of the humanity and the spectrum at which we feel those emotions. If anything, one of the most beautiful things about humanity and being a human, and why have those emotions if we weren't meant to feel them,
Oh, just flesh and blood exists, but your mother would be proud of you. I bet your mother would be proud of you. The beast will crawl this earth, then fall in the dirt to feed the crows. They'll rip apart his flesh till all that's left is glorious bone. So you'll bury your own, too vain, your sudden fall. What you know you claimed, all you could hold, until death did you part from the mess you made. I bet your mother would be proud of you. I bet your mother would be proud of you.
If that verse doesn't have a testament to life cycle, but also to me, that's really also a commentary on humanity and like, what are we doing? The beast will crawl of this earth, then fall in the dirt to feed the crows. To our knowledge, we only have this one life, and we, like everything else, follow a life cycle. And at the end of the day, we're all going to be just bones. We'll feed the earth. When things die, like, continue the life cycle. They'll rip apart his flesh. So you'll bury your own. Too vain. Because what's deadlier to humans than other humans? You saw it unfold, what you know, and you claimed all you could hold. Until death did you part from the mess you made. Mm, yeah. Too vain. Even though you saw it unfold, even though you're more alike than you are different, regardless of race or gender or religious beliefs or class, and we continue to perpetuate cycles and leave messes behind. Jeez. I bet your mother would be proud of you. And it to me, like, I don't know, I feel like that line can be interpreted different ways. It's like you can think of it as I bet your mother would be proud of the way you're behaving, like in a negative, or you can look at it as like, I bet your mother would be proud of you if you learn these lessons. And also, is mother actually your mother? Especially when you think about that, the father weak and the old man thought it was weak. I think the first time I heard it, I was thinking of it more as like your mother, the women around you supporting someone learning those things. You know what I mean? I don't know why this is what it makes me think of, but it's kind of like, you know, a lot of times when people think of a matriarchy versus a patriarchy, they think that if patriarchy is about men being above women, like it's set up to benefit men and prioritize, and the patriarchy oppresses women. People have this idea that therefore the matriarchy would be the oppression of men, but that's not what the matriarchy is, and it never has been. In fact, the matriarchy is the absolute opposite, but not in the way you think. It's the opposite because the matriarchy always prioritizes children. Children are held to the highest regard. Thinking about those who come after us and making sure that those are the ones who are protected the most. That's the hierarchy. The hierarchy has nothing to, it's not about women versus men, it's about the children. And when you center the children, everything else equalizes more because it's looking at that as an equal thing that we equally agree regardless of the gender that will protect the children. That's what matriarchy is. In fact, matriarchy is in complete opposition of the oppression of someone else. So at first, I kind of took that as kind of like matriarchy energy, like a mother, a sister, a daughter, that being matriarchy type energy. But in the second, once you heard it the second time, I feel like you could also take that as like nature, like Mother Earth, highlighting what are we doing to each other? Which again does still fall with the matriarchy thing, but it's more about, Mother Earth and giving life and making sure that we're not taking away life. Life is going to cycle, the life cycle is already in place. Without human intervention, the cycle's going to happen. We naturally will pass at some point. There's no reason to speed it up by human intervention. And that's what that feels like to me. So it almost feels like a Mother Earth, Mother Nature, that sort of energy. And I don't know, maybe I'm making it more philosophical in that way, but I could see that that would make sense to me, I guess is what I'm saying.
Thrive. Primate sharpens to survive and thrive in the jungle.
Ooh.
Maybe hearts were made to pump blood. Maybe lungs were made for flood. I won't blunt my blade for cut these chains. Rather let my limbs be dragged through mud.
Ooh.
You're my brother, but your eyes are cold. You're my sister, but your womb is bare. I bet I'm murder will be proud of you. I bet our mother will be proud of you. Mother will be proud. Bad men don't exist, no. Evil men exist. I know good men don't exist, no. Righteous men exist. Strong men don't exist, no. Undying men exist. Weak men don't exist, no. Just flesh and blood exist.
My gosh, this is incredible. Primate sharpens tool to survive and thrive in jungle. Maybe hearts were made to pump blood. Maybe lungs were made for flood. I won't blunt my blade for cut these chains. Rather let my limbs be dragged through the mud. You're my brother, but your eyes are cold. You're my sister, but your womb is bare. I mean, that to me just feels like, I don't know, I kind of take it, I don't really know which way he means it, or maybe it's both, but I can kind of see it in two different ways. I can see the primate sharpens tool in the sense of connecting us with like almost like a base instinct thing. How are we different? One of the things that makes us humans in some ways is the way that we express emotions and you know, the range in which we can do these things, and yet we suppress these things. I can see that kind of alluding to, we look at the things that supposedly make us, you know, different from animal in the wild. And yet those things are sometimes, yet those things can be suppressed. You know, I can also see it more in the sense of we're no better than the animals, and yet we have all these other capacities, and yet we act the way we act, you know, and thinking about it within the context of you know, the movie, it's like, again, as humans, like subjugating, enslaving other humans over skin tone. I've said that so many times on this channel, I'll never be able to wrap my head around the concept of racism. I mean, for what? For literally the amount of melanin in someone's skin? That sounds absolutely insane to me, and it always has. Since I started to learn about the world and started learning about like the concepts of how we treated other human beings over skin, I'll never get it. And I don't mean it ridiculous in the sense of to minimize it, but just to think about people who think that. Like, how ridiculous is that? I mean, so much of it has to do with money, you know? It's like separating people and trying to divide people, whether it be on religion or race, gender expression, sexuality, whatever way you want to try to box in people. Separating that only helps the people who are at the top. You know, it's just, maybe hearts were made to pump blood. Like, yes, do these things have a biological reason? Yes. But if we think about hearts as in like a soul, or lungs to be able to breathe, breath as in life to life, like that's how you can save someone's life, is by breathing life into them, you know? Yeah, there's this biological place for it, but there's also more than that. You know? But I love this, where it's, I won't blunt my blade for cut these chains, rather let my limbs be dragged through the mud. Like, I won't compromise on who I am or what my ideals are. Like, I will not let the cruelty inhabit me. I will not perpetuate cycles. I will not hurt someone else because I think it is going to save me. I would rather know that I chose what was right. I would rather choose the hard path every day. I would rather lose my life than to do that type of harm, or to compromise who I am, or to, you know, whatever that looks like. I saw this TikTok the other day that was like, it was a woman and she was talking about how she would protect every child no matter where they were. And she said, you know, they're doing these horrendous acts in other places in order to protect our freedoms. And she said, if the cost of my freedom is children, you can have it, because I will never sacrifice children for my own gain. And like, that's matriarchy. A lot of women in the comments, and myself included, and I never want a child. I will never have a child. I have no desire to ever have a child, but I would protect a child with my life. Of course I would. I mean, it's a child. If you cannot protect the most vulnerable, the most innocent of us, what are we doing? And that's what this feels like. You're my brother, but your eyes are cold. You're my sister, but your womb is bare. I had to kind of sit with that line for a second, I'm going to be honest, because I was like, I don't love that. I think it's just because anytime you say womb, I just think of like, I mean, I think I get it. I think it's meant to be like the idea of the mother equating to like matriarch kind of, you know, that's the equivalent to that closeness, is I think what he's getting at. It's just anytime you put women, it's hard not to feel like that boils down women to, and I don't think that was his intention, but it's just hard for me personally not to like see that and be like, because you do not have, that is not my purpose in life, and that's not my only worth in life. And a lot of people think it is. And so seeing that, I was like, but I get what he was saying. It's like, your eyes are cold because you should see us as we are two humans. You are like a brother, regardless of blood relation, you know? And it's the same thing with the sister line. It's just, when I saw that, I was like, it took me a second. And then to go into, bad men don't exist, no evil man exists, bringing that back around. Just flesh and bone exists. I love that. And I love the way this sounds. I mean, it's beautiful. I really wish they could have included it somewhere because this is incredible.
No, just flesh and blood exists. You.
Wow. I'm like literally just, and it's crazy too, because I mean, like, that's not, like, when you look at the lyrics, like, that's not, it's not like a crazy, but he says so much. That is a beautiful talent to be able to say so much in such a concise way. First of all, I'm incapable of being concise about anything, hence my, 4-hour videos, but like, that is a talent. Get to the heart of things and to be able to evoke so much because of how you choose words. I mean, I think it's so, that's incredible. Okay, next up is, I don't know how I missed this. So when I did the original, I think it was like the singles and features part 1 or features part 1, I don't even remember now. But the first time I did that, I did 2 songs from MelloHype featuring Frank. Apparently there was a third one that I missed. So I don't know how I missed a third one, but here we are. Oh, wait, now that I see it, the songs that I listened to it wasn't on this album. So maybe it wasn't the same. I thought it was on the same album and I was like, how did I miss a third track when I was literally looking at the album? This is a different album. Okay. I was like, what the hell? How do you miss that?
I said, niggas be taking life too serious. That's why my music take lives, period. MelloHype, things independent, free mind pyramids. Breaking walls down, never a Black Hawk down. Oh, they put a label on me, but I see they're all clowns. That's why I talk English and think fast. Feel my words through the ink's last letter. Wishing never turn his back catcher. I grab extra magazines I'm in to remind me all the places I've been. Returning to visit again, me and my fucking friends. Before I hit the stage, I cleanse my microphone until my fists hurt. Before I eat sushi, I'd rather get to know the fish first. For all the cats behind my time that rhyme, this shit's worth everything in my mental state. Now I'm secure, mental weights, dental plates in my jaw for spitting raw, just because I like to floss my talent. Think I'm aware the yellow touch.
Okay. Let me stop there before we switch verses here. I said, be taking life too serious. I swear my life takes lives. Period. Stop. MelloHype, things independent. Free mind pyramids. Okay, first of all, pyramids connection. But freed mind is capitalized. I don't know what that's referring to. Free mind pyramid? Well, pyramid isn't capitalized though. Nothing comes up. I mean, the only thing that comes up is like the F and the M are both capitalized, so I don't think that's it. I don't know. Let me just look up movie, film. That's free the mind. What else could it be? Book? Brand? There's a free mind brand. So maybe a brand? That's the only thing that's spelled right. I don't know. If that's not what it is, please tell me. Breaking walls down, never a Black Hawk down. Put a label on me. If that is a brand, that is kind of cool too, because not only like label, like box you in, but put a label on me. But I see they're all clowns. That's why I talk in English and think fast. Feel my words. Also, the independent thing. I love the feel my words through the ink's last letter. Love. Which will never turn his back Catcher. Also, I'll grab extra magazines I'm in to remind me of the places I've been to. You know, like a travel magazine to the places that I've traveled to, but then also magazine like firearm perspective. Returning to visit again, me and my fucking friends before I hit the stage, clench my fist in the microphone till my fist hurt. I like that everything in my mental state, now I'm secure mental ways. Dental place in my jaw for spitting raw just because I like to floss my talent. Hello, Salem. That's very nice of you to give your purse. Okay, why don't you just sit down?
I like to floss my talent. Think I'ma wear the yellow tux at the Grammys and rock out with my cock out. Like who this kid think he is? It's just something I seen Prince do. It's true. No matter what, I'm showing up. Who gives a flying, floating, fuck what people say or think? Cause end of the day, start of the day, they all said we wouldn't get here anyway. You blink and Wolfgang's in his bitch. When I was a kid, I wanted to be just like you. When I grew up, when I grew up, write my own rhymes, recite them a couple times, hoping one day it blew up so me and my niggas could shine. I got 3 quarters and about 10 dimes. You can split them 10s up, cause both these quarters are mine. Let's fucking celebrate. Wolfgang Confederate. We made it, we made it, we made it, and you hate it cause we made it and we made it. And that is not an understatement. I put that on the people that I stay with, live day to day with. Tobas is the slave ship. Niggas work the grave shift. Record, clean up, and play disc. We must be misbehaving, but the fans love it. They get the subject. Niggas claim to be rappers, but don't fulfill the substance. Fucking rubbish, I'll dust quick. Nothing to fuck with. I got my hands on my bars, like my nuts. Think I'ma wear the yellow tux at the Grammys.
Had he won his Grammy yet? For the 2013. So 2013 was the first time it looks like he was nominated and won stuff. And this was when? Oh, this was 2012. Think I'm gonna wear a yellow tux at the Grammy. Is that like, does that mean something? That sounds stupid. Like, hold on, how do I say this? Mean something? Or does he mean that like literally? He's that's what he wants to wear. I mean, obviously the fact that he says he's gonna wear it to the Grammys, assuming this came out beforehand, it may have come out when nominations had been announced, but it wouldn't surprise me if it came out before nominations came out. So that line is meant to say like, I know I'm gonna get a Grammy. And if that's the case, I love it. Manifest that. I guess maybe the better way to say this is there significance about a yellow tux? Because it's just something I've seen Prince do. Does it just mean because Prince wore colorful clothing? And now I'm curious. Might as well just look this up. Okay. When were Grammy nominations announced? December 5th, 2012. And this came out when? October 12th. Stop. That's iconic. Okay, now I want to know. Frank Ocean, Grammys, what did I say? 2013? I see, oh, this looks like navy. He did wear a yellow jacket though for the performance. On stage he's wearing navy, but it looks like for a performance he's wearing yellow. That's hilarious. Oh, I love that. That's awesome. Manifest that. Absolutely. I do love that. Who this kid think he is? But no matter what, I'm showing up. Who gives a flying, wait, hold on. Hello. Meow. Who gives a flying, floating fuck what people say or think? Because end of the day, did you just mute me or was I muted that whole time? If I did that again, if that's the second time I've done that today, I'm gonna lose my mind. Salem, baby, you cannot rub against that. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm having to do this again. I'm about to have to stop the recording to check if I muted it. Thank gosh, Salem hit it and it muted. I was about to be like, I don't think I can mentally handle having to repeat things again after I've already had to do that once today. Anyways, because end of the day, start of the day, they all said we wouldn't get here anyway. I love that. You blink, Wolfgang's in this bitch. I remember I first played, I think that's where I was at, right?
You blink and Wolfgang's in this bitch. I remember I first played tricks on my web shit. He fronted on it like, nah, that shit'll never work. Like what?
Like what?
Family. These two wrists of mine, I had to make them gold. You gotta let me shine. Right. If you're a friend of mine, ask any friend of mine. I'll never block your glow, won't curb your high. We be in a place they never been.
Wait, so I didn't do that verse. Okay, wait, I'm sorry. I didn't scroll up high enough. Oh my God. I'm losing my mind. Sorry. When I was a kid, I wanted to be just like you when I grew up. Write my own rhymes, recite them a couple times, hoping one day it blow up so me and my could shine. I got 3/4, about 10 dimes. You can't split them tens up because both these corners are mine. Let's fucking celebrate Wolfgang Confederate. Okay, we made it. I love the celebration. We made it and you hating because we made it. And that is not an understatement. I put that on the people that stay with, live day to day with, tour buses, slave shit. Talking about their come up and all that they've experienced and all of the hate they received and not believing in them and underestimating them. We must be misbehaving, but fans love it. They get the subject. Like, they get what we're on, and even though you people don't. Claim to be rappers, but don't fulfill the substance. Fucking rubbish. I'll dust quick. Nothing to fuck with. And then that coming back around to what he said about the Prince thing.
To make them gold, you gotta let me shine. Right. If you're a friend of mine, ask any friend of mine. I'll never block your glow, won't curb your high. We be in a place they never been. Hella bands for the hell of it. And Perry. White wings on desert sand, flying over the Taliban, probably. We be in a place they never been. Hella bands for the hell of it. And Perry. White wings on desert sand, flying over the Taliban, probably.
I remember I first played tricks on my web shit. He fronted on it like, nah, that shit'll never work. It's like, what? Family. These two wrists are mine. I had to make them gold. You gotta let me shine. If you're a friend of mine, ask any friend of mine. I'll never block your glow. Won't curb your high. I like that. Talking about their come up and like, constantly being underestimated. And them having the vision that they did, despite everyone trying to say that it wouldn't work, and just pushing forward and knowing their audience, ultimately, like, they found the people who got it and the people who didn't get it, and that's a testament to their artistic vision, even if people didn't get it. I like that though. I also like the sound of that a lot. Next up is Hero by Frank Ocean, Mick Jones, Paul Simonon, and Diplo. This is a 3-artist, 1 song. So I guess Converse puts 3 people together or something and they make a song. That's what I think it is. I like that.
My flag is American, but I love some Queen. I'm young enough to vote and talk the trees. I'll be playing concerts in the mud until the sequel. I'll be finding subjects to paint in the buff behind the easel. I'm a bad boy. I'm a punk. I'm a black man. I could dunk. And I'm hanging low. And I'm swinging far.
back and listen to that again. What? Okay, so my flag is American, but I love some Queen. I love that. I'm young enough to vote and toke the trees. I'll be playing concerts in the mud until the sequel. I wonder what the sequel is, because this was in 2014. So that would have been after. Well, I guess if you just think about Channel Orange, I guess if you don't count Nostalgia Ultra, which I do, so I guess that's why I wasn't thinking it would be till the sequel. Okay, I guess that makes sense. I'll be finding subjects to paint in the buff behind the easel. Stop. Trying to fuck. I'm a bad boy, I'm a punk, I'm a black boy. I could, but the like swing low, sweet chariot, I'm hanging low, I'm swinging far, home, home. That's a play on that, right? Coming, Bertha, carry me home. Yeah, that's funny. Wait, we're going back a little bit because I need to hear that transition. Sorry, Dobby like put his head through the cat door and looked at me like, are you? He has this thing. Wait, Dobby, come here. It's okay. Dobby, do you? Sorry, Dobby has this thing where I don't think he has the best vision. And so he came through the cat door and looks at me and he's like not registering. And I was like, it's, you can come on. And then he starts to walk and he heard something in the other room and he ran back to the door. And I was like, there's not a stranger in the home. All right. Same people here as always. Oh, that was, God, for such a short song, that was so good. I honestly wish there was more. I love that we had the like play on the hymn and then we have the children's choir. That was really cool. What you say, you need a hero, hear 'em say, you need a save, hey. How high, tell me how high shall we jump? How far, really how far have we come? I've been wondering if we'd be better off without it. I was wondering, were we better off before? Dang. Who needs you? Who needs you? Who loves you? Who doesn't? What you say, you need a save? Hey. Ooh, I really like that. Because it feels like you could be talking about like, bigger, thinking about just like the world, but you could also do it as like, think about it more personally, like who loves you, who, and given his commentary on fame, I could see it being kind of like a play on that, but then also being like a broader lens and bringing in the kids saying that. Ooh. And you can think about it from like a religious perspective. I mean, there's so many different ways you could take that, but that sound, I mean, it makes sense given you've got people from The Clash and Diplo, like, I mean, it makes sense, and of course Frank, but yeah, that was really good. That was really good. The last two things we have to do is 2 bonus tracks. Voodoo.
Darker times, they're telling bold and heavy lies. Looks like all we've got is each other. The truth is obsolete. Remember when all I had was my mother? She didn't compromise. she could recognize voodoo. Our daughters and our sons are just candles in the sun. Voodoo. Don't let them see divide. Don't you let her see divide. Voodoo. She's got the...
Ooh, darker times they're telling bolder, heavy lies. Looks like all we've got is each other. The truth is obsolete. Remember when all I had was my mother? She didn't compromise. She could recognize voodoo. Our daughters and our son are just candles in the sun. Voodoo. I don't know if that's supposed to mean it as... It makes me kind of think of like candle in the wind. Like, you know, they're innocent. We're supposed to protect children. That kind of energy where it's like they're candles in the sun. So, I mean, I don't know. I guess I was kind of thinking, I think it would make more sense if it was candle in the wind because it's like, you know, protect them because their flame could burn out. But I don't really know why. Well, I guess, oh, duh. The sun, it would melt. Okay, I'm with you. It could melt. Okay. I don't even want to talk about it. Sometimes things just really... Okay. Anyways, don't let him see divide. Don't you let her see divide, voodoo. Yeah, I mean, to me, this just feels like, you know, the darker times. I mean, I just kind of see this more as a like protecting children is what it sounds like, you know, leaning onto humanity of like, looks like all we've got is each other. The person who stood by him, the person who protected him. You know, I remember when all I had was my mother. She didn't compromise. She could recognize how important it was to like be there for her son, you know, that kind of energy. So it's like, don't let people divide us and like think about the children kind of energy. That's what it kind of sounds like to me. I don't know if that's right, but that's kind of how it feels.
Whole wide world and her juicy fruit. He's got the whole wide world in his pants. He wrapped the whole wide world in a wedding band and put the whole wide world on her hands. She's got the whole wide world in her hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. In his hands.
I've heard this. Right? Isn't this just the last track on the album?
Looks like all we've got is each other. The truth is obsolete. Remember when all I had was my mother? She didn't compromise.
Except for the production, this one seems maybe clearer. To me, this just kind of evokes, don't let them divide us and all that stuff. I know his father wasn't in the picture, so maybe it's kind of talking about what we're supposed to do. When I say supposed to, I don't mean that in like the heteronormative way. I mean that more in the like the creation of life, that sort of thing, connecting back to children and just the idea of the creation of children, but also in that as like, you know, he wrapped the whole wide world in a wedding band. Being a family and bigger than that, like not just like a single family, but like as a world. It's like with wise men, you're my brother, you're my sister. That sort of energy, that kind of being what the chorus is. I feel like I might not be verbalizing this well, but you know what I mean? Being representative of that, of like protecting children and protecting like humanity kind of thing. But no, I don't mean that in a way that's excluding things that are outside of like the heteronormative. That's kind of what I'm saying. Okay, we're moving on. That was really pretty though. I mean, granted, it's a Frank track. Of course, it's going to be beautiful. Okay, next up is Golden Girl featuring Tyler, the Creator.
She peels an orange for us in the morning. She woke me up to give me half. I can hear the children soccer balling. Like wildcats running on the grass. Yeah. You're a girl on this island. I'm a boy from America. My flight leaves tonight, but I don't think I'm going going backwards. I won't be going backwards. You're my golden girl. You're the one I've chosen, girl. You're 24K. You make it bright when it's gray.
It's pretty.
You're my golden girl. The sun has been kind to you. You're 24K. Yeah. But the sky is never gray. Never gray. Silent moments.
Pills and orange for us in the morning. She woke up to give me half. I can hear the children. So it sounds like he's like, maybe he's on vacation. My flight leaves tonight. And if you think about it, he's talked about that before, wanting to, get away. And what did he say? You go to Bali? Wasn't that in one of the songs? So maybe this is talking about like one of those times he was traveling. But I don't think I'm going backwards. I won't be going backwards. Like maybe he's meaning like I won't, everything I've maybe discovered about myself or that you've shown me or whatever, I'll take those lessons with me when I go kind of thing. Maybe you're the one I've chosen, girl, but the sky's never gray. So maybe okay, wait, hold on. The one I've chosen, he doesn't want to leave, or maybe he's not gonna leave. Is that what he's saying?
Meditative poses. You break my focus, you make me laugh. Two mopeds racing through the forest, making dirt clouds on a path. On a path. I'm my best on this island. I'm a mess in America. My flight left last night, but I know I'm not going back home.
Okay.
I'm not going back home. No. You're my golden girl. You're the one I've chosen, girl. You're 24K. You make it bright when it's gray. You're my golden girl. The sun has been kind to you. You're 24K. Yeah. But the sky is never gray. Never gray. If we build a house in paradise, will we get to heaven still? If we don't have to live through hell just to get to heaven, I'ma stay right here with you. Till the hurricane comes, till the tsunami comes, I found my goal. You're the one I've chosen, girl. You're 24K. You make it bright when it's gray. You're my golden girl. The sun has been kind to you. You're 24K. Yeah. But the sky is never gray.
I'm obsessed with the production, the island feel. Like, I love that. You just feel like you're on the island with them. I love the silent moments, meditative poses. You break my focus, you make me laugh. So it's like you get me out of being too focused in. Because I think he's talked about that before in different tracks. Like, maybe I'm just thinking of Earl. I feel like Frank said that too, though, right? But anyways, maybe it makes him feel less serious, bogged down by like the public perception and that sort of thing. Two mopeds racing through the forest, making dirt clouds on the path. That also feels kind of like metaphorical too, kind of kicking things up and stirring up stuff. I'm my best on this island. I'm a mess in America. Ooh. My flight left last night, but I know I'm not going back home. I'm not going back home, no. I want to stay here and live this life. But the sky is never gray. Not only because we're on this island, but also because of the way you make me feel. And I love that too. If we build a house in paradise, will we get to heaven still? And I feel like that's also, again, kind of representative of, I don't know, that kind of just to me plays into that idea of like suffering for your art kind of thing. It's almost like when things feel too easy, especially if you've had a rough time or you've had ups and downs. When things feel good, feel like things are coming, sometimes you feel like you can't trust it, you know? You're like, is this okay to feel this, you know? If we don't have to live through hell just to get to heaven, like, is this too good to be true? I'm gonna stay right here with you till hurricanes come, till tsunami comes. So it's not that I'll stay through that, it's till those things come. That's interesting. I found my gold. But what happens when it does storm? Okay.
The sky is never gray.
You're my GOLDENGIRL, and that's for the females I can't spell, but thanks for fucking with me. You turn my dark into light, you're like a bucket of bleach. See, I want you to know that my negatives at home aren't working for my Kodak, so that means that I don't want to go back. Just know that I would like to stay here and hold that hand of yours. Girl, I'm a wreck in America. Your face is the best, cause it's the same color as the lace on my neck, and you're golden. Your eyes open, fuck it, let's toast and listen to Michael Bolton. I free fall off the hill again. Let's see where I land. I'm like Gilligan. I trust you golden for wet ring. I'm just hoping that you don't turn my neck green.
That's wild. So maybe that one's like an alternate ending. Interesting. I will say I was a little taken off guard and I was a little afraid of that voice coming in. It's giving me trilogy flashbacks. I'm just going to be honest. For a second, I was like, I don't know if my face showed it, but also that's funny, but I also feel called out. I can spell that for the record. You're my GOLDENGIRL, and that's for the females that can't spell. Rude, even if it might be valid sometimes. Anyways, but this is the awkwardness of this is very relatable. But that's me just like interacting with humans in general. Thanks for fucking with me. I love that you turn my dark into light. Coulda left it there. Coulda left it there. You're like a bucket of bleach. Okay. You see, I want you to know that. I'm sure she really appreciates it. I do love this though. My negatives at home aren't working for my Kodak. Stop. So that means I don't want to go back. Just know that I would like to stay here and hold that hand of yours, girl. I'm a wreck in America. Love that it tied back up to that. Your face is the best because it's the same color as the lace on my neck. And you're golden, your eyes open. Fuck it. Let's toast and listen to Michael Bolton. I free fall off the hill again. Let's see where I land like I'm Gillian. Stop. I trust you, golden for wed ring. Is that meant for like for a wedding ring? But this, the ending line being this is so good. I'm just hoping that you don't turn my neck green because you're not real. You're not like real gold. Stop. I really like that. Final thoughts. This has been fun. I'm glad that we got to do those last kind of few tracks that we had. I'm really excited to also do our live streams. I'm sure, like I said, by the time you're seeing this, we should have already done most of those. There may be a couple more, but I don't have the schedule in front of me, so maybe there is another 1 or 2 live streams, but just in case there isn't. I have loved my Frank Ocean journey. Obviously, he is very, very talented. This is the first time that we've had kind of a shorter journey, and that's been really cool because we had the really long Kendrick journey, we had a really long Tyler journey, and then we just have this Frank journey, which, I mean, granted, I know that also speaks to the fact that I know a lot of fans have been waiting a really long time for him to hopefully come back, and, you know, I hope one day he does, and I'll be I'll be sitting here ready to listen as a newer fan. I'm very excited for that day to come. I hope it does. I'm still grateful for everything he's given so far. And, you know, ultimately he's got to do what's best for him and where his artistic journey takes him. So that's our third artist journey that we've finished. And that feels really cool too. I love that. And we've got another long one ahead of us, which is J. Cole, in case you didn't know that. And then we'll have another kind of shorter one. The last artist poll, we were choosing between J. Cole and JID. And since JID's was going to be shorter, kind of how this Frank one is, I just figured let's go ahead and tackle that one next. So we'll do J. Cole and then we'll do that. So anyways, that's what's coming next. But obviously, as always, let me know what did I get right, what did I get wrong, what did I miss? And I'll see you in the next one.